Hey everybody, it's Sam with The Blind Life. Doing a real quick live stream today. Thank you very much for checking this out in the future. I don't think anybody's in here yet. Not sure if anybody will be in today because it's kind of in the early afternoon, I guess. Some people are probably at work. But today I wanted to make a quick video, quick live stream, and I'm going to be talking about the Blind Jedi cane. If you've seen my video, you're not sure what the Blind Jedi is. It is a cane, a light-up cane. Cane for the visually impaired, and it lights up completely all the way down the cane, glows from inside, and it's really cool. It adds increased visibility, while you're out and about walking around at night, and it's pretty cool. So I'm going to keep an eye on the chat here. Hang on a second. Let me do something real quick. Go to the actual live stream, and there is a delay. And I'm going to turn this down.
Actual live stream, and there is a delay.
Okay, that way I won't hear myself talking. So let's see. Arburn. Hello, Arburn. Arburn Swalak. Sorry. You are, I think, the only one in here. Now there's someone else. Dave is in here. Hello, guys. So just started. Mainly wanted to make this live stream to give an update about the Blind Jedi cane. So let me get my screens all situated here. Let's see, this is what I want. This one. And I want close that. Okay. So now I can see myself and I can see the chat. All right. Hey, guys, now there's a lot of people in here. Awesome. Thank you very much, everybody. I'm going to be looking at the camera both and looking at the chat here. Courtney's in here. Hello, everybody. Blind Meat Shield. Is that, is that the name? That's awesome. Live Accessible, awesome. Carrie's always great in all of these live streams. She's always one of the first ones here. I should make Carrie a moderator for my live stream so she can handle comments and things like that. She's awesome. Boy Who Sings, awesome. Okay, anyways, so we'll get back to talking about getting into the chat here in a second. I'll let you guys know a couple house cleaning things before we get started. As I said earlier, before a lot of people were in, today we're going to be giving an update to the Blind Jedi cane. I've got my microphone down here. You guys let me know if you can't hear me, and I'll put it on. It's my headset, but I don't feel like wearing it right now. So you guys let me know if it sounds okay. Carrie says she's up for that. That's good. Okay. Arburn. Yeah, thank you. Arburn, I get your emails a lot. Thank you very much. Okay, so if Carrie heard me, audio is good. All right, sound okay, good. Awesome. Thanks, guys. So, you probably saw I put out a couple live streams this weekend. I apologize for that. I got this new software and I was testing it out. It's called Wirecast. and it seems pretty cool. I was doing like the free trial thing, and it promises to be able to live stream to multiple social media streams at once. So I was testing live streaming to both YouTube and Facebook at the same time. And yeah, it worked. If you guys saw it, well, the first couple streams, I couldn't figure out how to get it to work. So it was just a blank screen. But then I got it to work yesterday, I guess. And it was real choppy. So I'm not going to worry with that. This works fine. I can't live stream out to Facebook at the same time, but you know, that's just me being lazy, trying to find a way to do it more efficiently. So I'll just have to do those separately. So the main reason why I was testing all of that and getting all this set up is because I'm doing a live stream with Derek Daniel next weekend. Hopefully, fingers crossed, if everything works out, that will be Saturday. So sometime Saturday, probably early afternoon, Eastern time. We are on Eastern time. So stay tuned for that. I don't think we will be using the Wirecast. It just does not seem to work that well. So that's all right. Secondly, or thirdly, I forget, but I am going to ATIA this year. Again, this year. I went last year. ATIA is an assistive technology conference down in Orlando, Florida. They have it every year. It is the last couple of days of January, the first couple of days of February. I tweeted about it earlier today. I'm going to be there February 1st and February 2nd. The first is a Friday. The second is a Saturday. I'll be there all day, both days, hanging out in the exhibit hall, checking out all the awesome new assistive technology. I'm so excited. I had a great time last year, and very excited to go back this year. I wish I could stay for more days, but that's okay. So if anybody, it's free to come out to the exhibit hall. I mean, it is a conference, so you can take the different sessions and classes and all that, but you have to pay for those. But the exhibit hall is free. Come on out, check out all the assistive technology. Like I said, I will be there. So if you are able to, awesome. I know it's kind of short notice. I'd love to meet you in person. Come on out. I don't know if we'll do an official meetup, but because that would be pretty sad if nobody showed up. I'd be crying. But I will be there wandering around. I'll have on the Blind Life t-shirt. I'll have my camera. I'll be making videos. So after that, of course, stay tuned for a lot of awesome videos coming out for new assistive technology. I'm hoping for new assistive technology. Hopefully it's not just a bunch of the same stuff I've already seen and made videos about, but that should be a lot of fun. And then the other big AT conference that happens in the US each year is called CSUN, and that's out in San Diego. I think it's in Anaheim this year, California. That is in March sometime. And I'm trying to finagle a way to get out there. I'm going to be talking to somebody this week about it. Hopefully, fingers crossed, I can get out there because CSUN is another big one, and it's really a lot of fun too. So I'm excited to try that. I've never been to that one. But if you guys are able, as I said, I'd love to meet you guys. I'm going to check some of the comments here. Flip phone for fully blind people. You could check out the Jitterbug. Jitterbug has a flip phone. It's more geared towards seniors, but you could definitely check out that. Where is this at? Talking about ATIA is in Orlando, Florida at the end of this month. Assistive Technology Information Association, something like that. I should really know what it is. Yeah, Florida, Orlando. Thank you for answering that. Yeah, someone said, dang, I'm in Utah. Get out there and get on the internet and Google assistive technology conferences. I've had people that ask me this before, They have several different ones all throughout the year, all around the U.S. And then some conferences that are just conferences for the visually impaired will also have AT devices there. So like, NFB had it down in Florida this past year. ACB was in St. Louis. I went to that one. That was a lot of fun. And they had assistive technology devices there in the exhibit hall as well. I had my own booth. That was a lot of fun. Some people came out to that, and I really appreciate meeting some fans there. That was a lot of fun. I'm hoping to do that again. Probably not this year. ACB is going to be up in New York this year, Rochester, New York. That's a little far. I'll have to check out NFB. I don't know where they're going to be this year. Sorry, I hit my microphone. But ACB next year, 2020, is going to be just outside of Chicago. That's not too far from me, so I will definitely be at that one. Okay, so let's get to what we're here to. I'm not going to be live streaming too awful long today. So let me slide this over a little bit. Okay, so today we're talking about the Blind Jedi. To give you guys an update, I tweeted about this a while ago, and I apologize it's taken me so long to get this information, get a video made. And then I was like, oh, I'm just so busy today. Let's just do a live stream. It's going to be so much easier. But they have, this is, you could say, Blind Jedi Cane 2.0, at least where I'm concerned. I think it's not, I think it's probably more versions than that, but this is the second version I've seen. And they've modified it. So now it is a collapsible cane. You can collapse it down and carry it in a purse or, a cane holster or something like that. So that is the main modification that they've made to this. It is segmented. And the other modification is they added a piece up here on the handle so that the handle doesn't wobble anymore. It's really pretty sturdy. It's a much better design than previously. If you guys saw my video, I mentioned that it was really wobbly in the hand up there. And just adding this little piece here has fixed that problem. And they've gotten rid of all the extra paracord that was hanging off and stuff. And so that's pretty cool. Lights up exactly the same as far as a high beam, low beam, and a strobe effect. Now, the only drawback, so those are the modifications that have been made to it. It folds down now, and they've fixed the wobble. Those are really the only things that they've done to it now, the current version. Those are pretty cool. Now, unfortunately, here's the drawbacks. Cutting it up and adding in these little segment couplers here in between each section has diminished the light a little bit. When I've tested it outside at night, and it's super bright at the top and the first two segments, and then it really starts to fall off after that. So it's not nearly as bright up and down completely the entire length of the cane as it used to be. And that's unfortunate. I kind of wish it were, but that's just the side effect of chopping it up. Another downside, and this is, I'm not an engineer, so I don't know how to fix these problems. I can say, oh, hey, do this, do that. But until an engineer says, no, we physically cannot do that, I don't know. But the couplers, everything is 3D printed. And I'll try and get a close-up shot of it here if I can. There we go. So let me get out of the way too. So the coupler is just two pieces of plastic, 3D printed, and it's uses a key. I think it's called a key, where there's a notch on one end that fits into a slot on the other end so that it can only go in one way. And then it has paracord holding it together so that when you pull it apart, the pieces can't come all the way apart. They're still connected to each other by paracord. I don't love this design. I'm going to be honest. I love the Blind Jedi cane, but And maybe it can be reworked. I don't know, but I don't love this design. Number one, as it is right now, the paracord keeps coming untied. You could fix that by heating it up and attaching it to each other and melting the fibers and then, you know, making it just a continuous loop of paracord. But the other problem is the paracord doesn't have any give. And so when you pop these things apart, they stick really good to each other. So you have to really pull on these pretty forcefully to get them apart. And when you do that, the paracord doesn't give at all. So you yank these apart and it just stops all of a sudden. I would have really preferred seeing elastic, some kind of elastic band there that it's still going to hold it together, but it gives you some stretch as you're pulling it apart. Kind of like, you know, a traditional cane has the elastic band down the middle. And so as you're pulling it apart, it gives you some stretch. So if somebody's more vigorous with their pulling, it's okay. You know, it's not going to do any damage. But this, I feel like a vigorous pull could break the paracord or break the plastic. So I don't know. I don't know how you could fix that other than I'm not crazy about the tie, the paracord, or even if you used elastic, I'm not crazy about the design that it's on the outside. You know, you've got these cords and little bundles of cord going up the side of your cane. So those are just little things. As I said, I'm not an engineer, so it's easy for me to nitpick little things here and there and then not come up with a solution. I wish I could. I almost wonder, actually, before I wonder, let me check the comments here and see if there's any comments I can handle. Let's see. Daniel's here. Hey, Daniel. Blind Gaming. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Awesome. All right. So Chad. Yeah, Chad said he lives in Daytona. He's going to be at ATIA if his wife will drive him. I know that feeling. And he says his Blind Life t-shirt will be in tomorrow. Awesome. Thank you, Chad. I'm not wearing one of mine today. Like I said, this was kind of last minute. Vincent is here. Hi, Vincent. Vincent's a loyal viewer of all of our channels, so we really appreciate that. How much were they trying to get for it money-wise? Are you talking about the cane? I'm assuming you're talking about the cane. Okay, here's something I wanted to touch on that I kind of dropped the ball in my previous video talking about it. They aren't actually selling this. The way this is working is it's basically open source. So you can go to their website and they've got links to where you can purchase all the pieces to this cane. And then they've got instructions on how you build it yourself. They even include the schematics or the 3D printing blueprints, whatever those are called, blueprints, I guess, to print off these 3D parts. So if you have access to a 3D printer and the internet, you can build your cane, build a blind cane, light up Blind Jedi cane for your very own. That's really, really cool. I'm pretty sure that's the way it works. I'm still not 100% sure of it myself. But in my link, or excuse me, in my video, my original video, there's a link to the website. I will also, after I'm done here today, I'll put a link in this video to the website. You guys can go definitely check it out. A very amazing cane. Yes, it is. Yes, Live Accessible asking if I've seen the We Walk accessible cane. Yes, I have. I've reached out to them. fingers crossed that something will happen with that. Let's see. Seeing eye cane works very well because it is a signal to people that I have a vision impairment or vision issues. Yes, yeah, Dave. I think that was Dave. David. Yeah, that's the main reason why I carry a cane, is just an ID identification, letting everybody know that, you know, I have a vision impairment. I'm hoping not to run into you, but if I run into you, this is why. Don't beat me up. I can't see. That's why I ran into you. I've had people do that. They spin around like, what are you doing? And they see the cane like, oh man, I'm sorry. And that's when I turn on the blind a little bit more. That's when I go back to the acting more blind than you really are. Okay, someone is requesting closed captions. I think closed captions are turned on for my, they're not on automatically, but you can go in and turn them on in the video player for all my videos. I believe they are, but I will double check that. Yes, okay, so someone was asking about the elastic taking away from the lighting, even further down. So yeah, let me address that. I'll address that in a second. It's powered by a flashlight at the top. Let me pull it up here. And then let me zoom out so I can see the camera here and make sure I got it on camera. Yeah, so this is a flashlight right here stuck into this red thing. Get out of the way. And it's just a normal flashlight. It's a rechargeable flashlight, so it doesn't even need batteries. You just unscrew the top there and plug it into a USB cord that they give you, or that comes with it. And then it's got the button somewhere. Button. Who's got a button? Here's the button. And you click it and it lights up. So it's just a flashlight. It's a very simple design. And so, oh, hey, knocking over the camera. So let me tell you my thoughts, okay? And like I said, I'm not an engineer, so this might not even be possible, but I'm wondering, especially after I recently made a video where I installed LED strip lighting in my kitchen underneath my cabinets. If you haven't seen that, check it out. A couple videos ago. If you're watching this in the future, I'll put a link in the description down below. But they were super easy to work with, and the wiring is so simple. It's just a positive lead and a negative lead, and you just connect them. You can either twist them together and put some electrical tape over them, or solder them. We soldered them, but it's super easy to use those and work with them. So like, I'm wondering, now there's a little bit more difficulty in dealing with a cane that comes apart, a segmented cane. But if it was just a straight cane, one piece, it seems like you could somehow, it'd be difficult, but run a strip of LEDs down the length of the cane, and then have either a battery with a plug, with a button in the handle somehow, 3D print a handle that has spot for all of that, and then have it would light up just like normal. Okay, so that would work for that just straight cane, having just a strip of LEDs going down the whole thing. It would be tough to get the LEDs in there, but it seems like once you did, you'd be good. Then my thoughts, and you guys tell me, I'm not an electrician. I don't know anything about electricity other than just common knowledge, but if you had a segmented cane, what if you put a strip of LEDs into each segment, and then have it wired to the metal connector that's on all canes, like an Ambutech cane or an NFB cane? You know, it has the metal, there's a metal male piece that fits into the metal female piece on the next segment. have it wired to that metal piece so that when you connect them, it completes the circuit and it will power up the strip in the next section. And then you could also use your tried and true elastic band down the middle of the pole, just like we do. Every cane has nowadays, anyways. And the LEDs, if you had a kind of a thicker pole cane, there would be enough room in there for the elastic band and the LEDs that the light wouldn't be blocked by the elastic band. There would be enough room that the light would still be able to scatter and illuminate the cane. And then, as I said, as soon as you pop it apart, it disconnects that connection, electrical connection, and the lights will go out. So you can fold it up, and then you can drop it open, pop it out just like a regular segmented cane. And as soon as they all touch, the circuit is completed and the lights go on. Now, as I said, I have no idea if that would work or not. I imagine you would have to make sure that that metal is a conductive metal. And then what happens if you touch it while the power is on? Is that going to shock you? See, I don't know. These are the questions that I don't have any answers to. Let me go back here and see if I've answered some questions. So how's it powered? I got that. Oh, thanks, Blind Meat. Thanks. He has to get back to work, but he thanked me for everything I've done, so I appreciate that. Okay, Vincent, you're more than welcome. Blind Archer. Awesome. Yeah, Vincent's talking about he made a lightsaber cane with sound effects. I remember you saying that before. That sounds awesome. So it has the Star Wars lightsaber sound effects whenever he moves it. That's pretty cool. Sorry, I'm looking at these things here. Oh, on live stream, there's a closed captioning option. I don't have much experience on live stream, so. Is it in the settings? Or actually, I probably have to go to the other one. Video, speakers, headphones. Yeah, I probably have to go to not this. And then how do I get out of here? Get out of there. Okay. Sorry, I'm going to see if I can figure that out real quick. Okay, well, I will investigate and come back to you about that. You guys talking about using multiple colored lights? Yeah, you definitely could. Life after sight loss. Derek's here. Yeah, Derek said that sounds like it would work in theory, but he's not an engineer either. And that's the problem. It's like I have great ideas, but I have no way of implementing them. I don't have the skills. All right, let me get this back over here. Okay, got my view back. Okay, so Derek, I was telling them that we were going to be doing a live stream next weekend. Me and the infamous Derek Daniel. Oh, there is no caption option in live stream. Okay, well, we'll figure that out. Derek's the live stream guy. He knows more about it than I do. And I don't, Derek, I don't remember what we're going to be talking about next week. If you remember, we were trying to do something over the Christmas holiday, and it never worked out. I apologize for that. Derek stood me up, actually. I had plans. I got all dressed up, put my makeup on, and Derek stood me up. I couldn't believe it. I was crushed. So we are going to, like I said, Derek and I are going to do a live stream probably in the early afternoon on Saturday if everything works out. Stay tuned for that. You don't want to see me in makeup, Derek. It's not pretty. There is a video out there, but I'm not going to let anybody know where it is. You'll have to look at all 460 something of my old videos to find it. So that is about it. Blind Jedi, as I said, I think they're going to continue to work on this and improve the design. I also think that a telescopic cane, well, I mean, you guys talked about making a cane out of a lightsaber, and it was probably one of those telescopic lightsaber toys. I think a telescopic telescopic cane would be a perfect solution for the light up cane. I'm not crazy about telescopic canes. I made a video once before. I got a new cane. I think it was the title. And I was super excited about it at the time. And then what I didn't really mention after that or update is that just a couple months later, the cane broke. I was getting increasingly frustrated by trying to use it because they collapse way too easily. You know, as you're walking along, tapping it along or investigating, it would just collapse. And you're supposed to be able to pull it out and kind of give it a twist and really lock it in, but it doesn't stay locked in. And then the older it gets, the more use it gets, the more it kind of gets worn down. And so it's an even bigger problem. But then one day I was actually at a school giving a speech or giving a talking presentation to some first graders, which was a lot of fun, let me tell you. And I went to close it down and it just closed the wrong way and broke. And so I contacted them asking if they, inquiring about getting a repair, and it was going to cost almost as much as a brand new cane. So I said, thank you, no. And so I got my latest cane, which is right here. It's an NFB style cane. I actually saw this cane at ATIA last year, and I really liked it because it's not your normal cane. It's got some little metal accents here on the top and a little metal clasp thing on the strap. And then it's just a solid white cane all the way down. It's a 7-segmented cane, so I really like that. It folds up nice and small. I can keep it in my inside coat pockets or a back pockets. Ladies, if you wanted to, you could probably just drop this in your purse. It's probably about 9 inches, 10 inches maybe when it's all folded up. So this is a great cane. I love this one, and it's super light. But I think went off on a rant there. I think the telescopic canes would be great for the light up cane because it would fold up, but when it was opened, that's just a complete open tube that would not inhibit the light at all. And if you got a nice translucent material that was still pretty sturdy, I think it would glow nicely all the way down to the end. So if somebody wants to make that, go for it. Let me know when you're done. I'll make a video about it. Ambutech is good. Somebody said they're happiest with Ambutech. Ambutech, I mean, it's no surprise that they are probably the #1 selling cane manufacturers. They're just good quality canes. They're good, solid canes. If you need a cane for navigation, Ambutech is the way to go. It's not going to break on you. All right. See you, Derek. I'm going to be heading off here too. I'm going to be signing off. Just a real quick live stream. Let me check some of these comments here. Oh, somebody asked about the blood moon. Paul, no, what does it say? Paul's blind soup for the soul. Paul's blind soup for the soul. Great name. I asked if I got a chance to see the blood moon. No, I didn't even know about it. I need to watch the news more. My daughter told me like the day after, and no, I didn't get to see it. Sounded pretty cool though. I saw it a couple, I don't know if it was last year, year before. I went out and looked and I was like, I could tell that it was a slightly reddish color, but I couldn't tell much more than that. So, got to see the blood moon. All right. Our Burn says good night, going off to bed. Thanks, man, for coming out. Or Kane is a slingshot. That's good. JR Bjornson's on here. Hey, JR. You guys go check out JR's page too if you aren't already. Live Accessible is asking, which one do you guys like better, graphite or aluminum canes? I'll tell you, I'm not crazy. I think mine is aluminum, and I'm not crazy about it in the wintertime because, man, that thing gets cold fast if you're out walking. I walk into work each morning, and I'm wearing gloves, but the rare occasion that I take it off to go into a building or something like that, that cane is very, very cold. Scott Barlow, I'm good, man. How are you? Good to see you again. Someone asked about Linda asked about putting small light strips on the outside of a cane. Yeah, you absolutely could do that. I think eventually they would peel off and start to come off or maybe get torn. But you absolutely could. The light strips are adhesive, so they could go on the outside. You would still, if it was a segmented of cane, of course, you'd still run into that problem of the segments and how to deal with the segments. But you definitely could do that, yeah. Scott's asking how my sister's doing. She's doing great. She's doing great. Plugging along down in Alabama. Doing really well, I think. Her oldest son, who has been stationed in Seoul, Korea for the last year in the Army, comes back at the end of this month, and it's his birthday too. So she's really excited about that. Solar Visions, another great name. You guys got some great YouTube names. Solar Vision says he prefers the graphite canes. Says he has a fiberglass one, but he rarely reaches for it. I know. Yeah, live accessible. I need to. She says maybe I can use a screen reader for the comments, and you could. I know Derek does that. I'm not the fastest reader. I've got them blown up big enough. In fact, here, you guys can see. There's the comments. I've got them blown up big enough. I think you can see anyway. So that I can read them, but I'm not a fast reader, as I'm sure most visually impaired people are not. You're going to focus on me, buddy? There we go. Focus on that. Now focus on me. There you go. You got it. Good job, little buddy. Okay. So, Fantastic Wit 84, also a great name. Fantastic Wit asked if anybody's ever tried VR gaming, and says finds it surprisingly easy because I'm so nearsighted. Find it surprisingly easy because I'm so nearsighted. I did. I've got the VR on my Galaxy S8, and I've got the Gear VR headset. I've tried that. Works pretty well. I've tried the PlayStation VR. My family brought that over the holidays. My sister and her family, they brought it, and I played that. That was really cool. I could actually do that really well. And I think because it's a nice large screen, it fills up a large portion of your field of view. With no central vision, I use my peripheral for everything. So I think it works really well for me that way. And it also has the same effect as the TV. You know, when I'm watching, if I'm close enough to the TV, like you guys can see how close I am now. I'm probably about 8 inches away from the TV. That's how close I sit when I watch TV. And when I'm that close, I can see pretty well. And it's almost like the camera takes away my vision impairment. And I've talked about this before with people that, you know, if I can see across the room, I can see the detail. When someone looks up at the clock and the camera shows the clock, I can see the clock. In real life, there's no way I can see that. So it takes away my vision impairment to some degree. And so that's why I always recommend people, you know, if you go to an event, you go to your kid's bar mitzvah, or, you know, a play, or you go to a sporting event, something like that, you go to the park, record it, videotape it, take pictures, because then you can bring those back home. You can put them on your computer or put them on the TV, cast them to the TV, and you can see all the detail. So you can see all the things that you couldn't see in person. You'll be able to see them better on the TV. And then you can, you know, you can enjoy that experience even more. But the VR kind of works like that too. And then to be able to look around, and it's really, really cool. I know I just went off on a big thing about that. Who is this? Barbed Wire. Says he or she, it's his or her first time here. So barbed wire, thank you very much. Welcome. Oh, so Solar Vision says she or he, sorry, I can't tell from the picture, saw a light up cane from the UK. Saw something on Instagram about a light up cane, but only the tip and the top may be lit up. So that's interesting. Oh, Live Accessible, Carrie, you're very welcome for joining the YouTube group on Facebook. I'm really bad about Facebook. I'm not being. I hope nobody thinks I'm rude, but I just don't get on Facebook that often. And in fact, if anybody sends me messages on Facebook, I'm truly sorry. I probably have a whole list of long inbox full of messages on Facebook because I never get on there to check them, and I apologize for that. I'm thinking about switching phones, and I think that's going to make my life easier. Oh, what is this? I'm thinking about, Carrie, you're going to be mad, but I'm thinking about going to the dark side and joining the iPhone world. Sorry, I'm reading something here. Oh, Dan Bradley. Yeah, Dan, I remember you. Dan Bradley was up here. I worked with him here where I live. Dan, it's great to see you again, man. I wondered, I hadn't heard anything from you. Yeah, who is it? Here we go. Darren. Darren's asking if I can review the new Cyber Eyes. I actually got to test it out at the ACB conference in St. Louis a couple months ago, like around middle of summertime, and that it was brand new. In fact, Sean, who is the founder of Cyber Eyes, he's like, we just finished this last night. We just finished doing the coding. It's brand new. Do you want to try it? So I didn't even get to play around with all the different features, but it looked really good. It seems like everybody is going towards the VR goggle style of wearable device. New Eyes has a brand new one, and I'm trying to get a hold of them to get a review of that. Nobody's done a review yet, so I'm trying to do that. Cyber Eyes has done it now, has gone towards that because I think it just works better. You know, it's not the most aesthetically pleasing. You're wearing this big bulky thing on your face, so you know that's going to cause some issues with some people, but it just works the best for the majority of people. And so I think the developers are starting to realize this, and they're kind of going towards that. Trader. I know. A broken heart. Come on. It's not that bad. I don't want to. Look. Let me get it. Hold on. Sorry. I love this guy. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. Where's my... There we are. I love this guy. This is my... Android has been my baby for years and years and years and years, and I love Android so much, and I love how awesome it's starting to get. you know, with the Note 9, the S9, the Note 10 is going to be awesome. But until they can get TalkBack working better, I just have to go to VoiceOver. VoiceOver, just in my experience and my using it on a daily basis at work, it just works. It's more reliable. That's the only reason. You know, if TalkBack were as good as VoiceOver, I would stay with Android, no problem. I love Android, but it's just not as reliable. It's getting better. It's way better than it was, and it used to be. Oh, and speaking of that, on my video, TalkBack 101, navigating the YouTube app, I hate when I put out a video and I totally mess something up, and then it's like, it never fails. It's the first comment. Somebody's like, oh, no, this is how it goes. So I think it was even Carrie with Live Accessible. I think she's the one that pointed it out. Somebody else did too, on how to find links. No, I think it was the other person who originally pointed out, but Carrie did too, on how to find links in the description of the YouTube description. And I apologize. I use, it's not an excuse. I should have known better. I'm a trainer, for goodness sakes. I should know better. But I do use the voice assistant on Samsung more than TalkBack, and those controls aren't the same. So I kind of forget all the things, all the gestures for TalkBack, but I really should have gone into that video a little better prepared. So I apologize for that. You guys were right. Yeah. You just, you do the swipe up and over, and it brings up the contextual menu and gives you an option for the links. You are correct, though. I think it was Carrie that was said that you get the links, but you don't know what they are. So, you know, if it says Facebook in it, yeah, it's obviously Facebook. But sometimes links are just random numbers and letters. And so it's hard to tell that. Dan Bradley says he's a stay-at-home dad since August. Sight got so bad he had to leave his job. I was there, man. I was there. My daughter's 13, so 13 years ago, I was getting close to not being able to do my job anymore, and it just so happened that we had a baby, and so I was able to stay home and do that. So I understand, man. I totally get it. I think a lot of people can relate with that. Welcome to the dark side. I know. Welcome to the dark side. We have cake. That's what they say, right? The other thing is I don't want to spend the money. Oh, my goodness. Oh, good. Vincent says he got the Kindle Fire 10 because of my video, and he absolutely loves it. Loves the accessibility. That's good. Okay, guys. So just kind of looking through the comments here. How are we doing? My lighting. It's getting darker outside. All right. Well, I'm probably going to end it up here or finish it up. Mainly just wanted to talk about the Blind Jedi. As I said, if you haven't seen my original video, definitely check it out. I'll have a link in the description down below. Get into your contextual menu so you can find it. That's why I try to tell you guys, I've started to try and tell you if it's an important link, I'll put it like number one. The very first link will be this, or the second link will be that, because I know it doesn't always let you know what those links are. So Blind Jedi original video will be the first link, and then the Blind Jedi website will be the second link. How about that? Well, guys, I'm going to head out. Thank you very much for spending some time with me today. I will, as I said, I will be back next week. Sorry, I'm still reading comments. I'll be back next week with Derek, and I don't even know what we're going to talk about, but we'll talk about something. If you guys have any questions, let us know. If you're not following me or Derek on Twitter, definitely do that. Twitter, Instagram. I'm not great on Facebook. Once again, we already talked about that. I'm sorry. But I'll post in there when we're going to be doing the live stream once we get that nailed down, the time. But it will be Saturday. It should be Saturday. Unless something happens, it will be Saturday. And I'll post something on Facebook as well. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much. I am probably going to end the stream here. Refresh my memory on how to do it. There we go. There's my button. I found it. So thanks, guys. If you have any questions, as always, leave me a comment. I love the comments. Keep the conversation going. That's great. You guys can do that in the comments down below. You like the video, always hit the like button. You know, if people comment and like on videos, YouTube says, oh, people like these videos, so we're going to promote these videos. So that gets us more exposure. That's why we always tell people to like and comment. It helps us out. So when somebody's searching for Blind Jedi, Kane, you know, my video might pop up sooner, higher in the list because of comments and likes. So we always appreciate that. But that is it for me, guys. Thank you very much. Sam with The Blind Life. I will see you next time. And we're out.